Hi everyone, this is Tracy from Inspired Chi, and I am bringing you your full moon reading. We have a full moon in Taurus, and there's a little bit going on with that moon. I will include a link below in the information box if you care to read on about the energies of it and how it might be affecting you. But we're going to do a full moon reading of the full moon and the next 10 days. And the format of the reading is going to go a little bit like we're going to look at an archetype. We're going to see if it's something within you or something around you that may be holding you back or no longer serving you. And we're going to get rid of that energy. We're going to go into some inspiration and advice cards. We are working with the oracles, the Wisdom of Avalon, the archetype cards, the Starseed Oracle, which I've been doing some personal work with recently. I am pulling you a major arcana card from my personal design deck and personally designed deck. And then we are using the Light Seers Tarot to clarify. And yes, we need all of these cards because that's just what happened. So here we are. So if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for your support. And if you're new, you're going to want to focus in on a pile, whether you're looking at the card itself or the stone, whatever is making you drawn to that pile. I want you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, exhale, and when you open your eyes, I want you to choose the pile that your messages will be in. Now, these are collective readings and group readings, so not every piece of the information will fit with your life, but hopefully you can get a couple messages that can give some guidance, some inspiration, some information that will help with your situation over the next 10 days. Now, if you're logging into this reading a little bit later than the full moon, that's okay. These are timeless. So when you're going to go by the date of when you're actually viewing this video to look at the next 10 days from that. Okay, it doesn't have to be the 10 days from when I'm doing this video, which is on the 18th with the energy of the full moon on the between the 18th and the 19th of this full moon in Taurus. So, shall we move on? Okay, ones. So, one of the first energies that's really kind of coming through here is that the energy that you're letting go of, what no longer serves you, actually is pretty interesting because we're getting the archetype as teacher. Okay, so one of the better sides of that would be the ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom, and some of the shadow energies of that is manipulating or abusing situations, students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Okay, it is upright. Not that I'm reading reversals necessarily with this because it has both on the card. But that is an energy that needs to move out for you. So we have some other cards to go with. But my first impression from this, because with the Wisdom of Avalon cards, you're getting focus. Okay. Then with the archetype cards that we were just discussing, it's also number 33 if you're a numbers person, is this teacher energy, which doesn't necessarily feel like a bad thing to me. But the next card that comes is you're part of a team of souls. Call in support, and then you're getting star family. Okay, so a lot of energy coming around you. This feels like to me, and we will get into it a little bit more, but one of the first impressions that I'm getting from this is that I feel like you're at a point now where maybe you're holding on to the belief that you don't know enough, or you couldn't be the teacher, or you still need a teacher. This feels very much like you have this soul group, you have this energy coming in, there's an awakening that has taken place. We have the energy of the teacher coming in, and I would hope at this point you might know who this person is. Okay, you may be the person too, but the way that I'm looking at it is you're no longer required to be the student. Okay, the student has learned what they need to learn to move on, and to give yourself some credit for that. You have the card of focus, so I feel like there's another step in here. So if you've been learning something, you may still have to take the final exam. Not necessarily in school. This feels more like, and of course, take it how it resonates for you. But this feels more like you've completed school, you've graduated, but maybe you're taking your bar exam if you're a lawyer, or your nursing test, or however that works. That feels like focus on this last part because you've learned everything that you needed to learn. You have to have faith in yourself. We have the star family coming in here talking about you're part of a team, call in support. All right, so there's focus and faith coming out this moon to really kind of move forward and leave that past behind, or leave the person who felt inexperienced behind, or felt like Maybe you spent a long time in one career and you're going to the next career, and that's what's moving on for you. It doesn't necessarily feel romantic to me. For the ones, it feels very much like career driven, school driven, purpose driven focus here. We're also getting the wheel for my personal deck, and when you get the Wheel of Fortune upright, this is good luck. Okay, it means you're in touch with your immediate destiny. Things are starting to move in your favor. So, just looking at your first cards, even before we go into a clarification, it really does look like you're in a positive place. It looks like whatever you're leaving behind, this full moon did no longer serve you, but it doesn't necessarily feel toxic. It just seems like something from your past. So it could be, you may really love your coworkers, but you've been offered another job in a different department. This kind of shifting, but it is to a higher energy or a higher status or higher pay grade. There's something that you're moving up. Some of you actually may be becoming teachers. That's a thought too. Um, let's take a look. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, yeah, big changes, big changes. So we have the Lovers in the recent past. Okay, you may have recently met somebody or connected on a soul level with somebody. It doesn't seem like there is a lot of room for them. Not that there's not room for them where you're going, but it seems like if this was the focus of the past, you're moving into a different focus right now. Okay, you're going to be focused on your money. You're going to be focused on your career. It could be home, but for more, this really does feel like that this is a career driven reading. So we're getting the Tower at your base, and that's not the kind of thing you want at your base. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so we talk about a sudden or unexpected upheaval. For some, it could be a breakthrough, but if this is your foundation, if this is your flooring, then you're going to have to move. It's pretty simple. If you were in a place and there was an earthquake and the ground was shaking, you're going to have to move. Okay, whether that's to get to a safe place, whether that's to move on, whether it's just to let like the chips fall where they may. But you're going to need to move forward so that you can refocus on new goals and a new energy. You have big changes coming up. Okay, so let's just talk about the fact that number one, from my deck, you have the Major Arcana, which is I only have the Major Arcana, so that's a pretty big card. They're the universal ones coming in because there's major shifts. But from the clarification deck, using the Light Seers, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 majors. So that makes 6 majors in your reading. This is a big time change for you. Okay, and the universe supports you in doing so. As a matter of fact, they're not going to support you in not doing so. Because if you don't go ahead and make the breakthrough yourself and make the changes yourself, they're going to step in it and shake it up. Okay, because you have something better waiting for you. It looks like where you're at now, you are having a little bit of an issue integrating your light and shadow, right? So this could have something to do with something as silly as you need to study and you're focused on your romance or something else. But there's something where there's a not an equal distribution, okay, going on. And you have to integrate that and you need to get stable because you're sitting on top of this tower and the tower's ready to go. The energy over you to make that possible, though, is the King of Wands. King of Wands is in his power. He is ready to go. He knows what he wants. He's focused and he's driven. So that kind of goes with this card here. Okay, so this is the energy coming over you. This is where you need to go. Okay, what you need to leave behind is the belief that you're not ready to do that. Okay, what you're manifesting, you have the Empress. It bodes very well for those trying to get pregnant. I do want to say you have the Lovers card and the Empress here. That even though this is a career purpose driven reading, there is that, right? You have the Lovers card and the pregnancy card. So just saying. Also, with the Empress, it doesn't have to deal with physical pregnancy, okay? It talks about fertile and creative ideas coming in. So that's what you're manifesting. You're manifesting a new beginning, but a really exciting one, okay? Because the past doesn't fit you anymore. Who you were in the past doesn't fit you anymore. And you'll be so much happier if you move into what you've already been working towards. This is not new. Okay, this wouldn't be something that you that came out of nowhere. This is something that you've been working towards and then you're getting to the very last step and you're hesitant. Okay, but then in the future you're sitting here and you have death and rebirth. So it is time for a major transformation and change. I can assure you it will be better than where you are now. So even though it's scary, take that chance. And even though you don't feel ready, completely trust yourself. Get that focused. Call in your support from your star family, and just know that you're ready and that it's time to move on. And again, what I would leave behind is the belief that you can stay where you are. Okay, because that is moving out. It no longer serves you. You know it. Okay, so if you want to continue to kind of draw this out, it may happen in a disruptive way. So I hope this was helpful. Over the next 10 days, you may see some of this unfold. Hopefully, that some of these messages, if they resonated with you, will prepare you to make good choices along the way to head in the direction of your dreams. Good luck.